final game of the playoffs. It is JCR. It is Null. Do they have what it takes to get it done here on Sandhawk? Do they have what it takes to make it to our finals, compete with the top teams in group number 1? We're going to find out. D-Gun, let's get into it.
Yeah, this is it's time, right? And it's Sandhawk, so anything can happen here. It's such a hectic map, and really the knock-on effect. It's almost like the domino effect of one team starts fighting and everyone hears that, and then another team starts fighting, everyone hears that, another team starts fighting. So really got to be on your toes on this map whenever you're playing on it, as well as you got to be ready for the fact that it's such a high stakes situation for some of these squads, for teams currently sitting in 8th, 9th, 10th, and even 11th. We'll keep PK around in the conversation. They got to make sure, hey, look, we have to have at least a good start. Give us a good start, and we'll go from there. Let's see what this game gives us.
Look at this, though. Ion dead center. It's actually 3 squads going to be here. I was about to say, Null and or JCR better hot drop a team, and preferably that team should be marksmen. But at least Null are going for a hot drop right now. They want to start picking up those kills early.
Yeah, and it is against Prism, which, you know, I'd take that if I'm Null. I'm like, hey, look, Prism have been just kind of tripping over themselves in terms of rotations. Let's see if we can catch them with their pants down on an early loot. But it's also Red Reserve in that spot as well. So you got to be careful, because Red Reserve is one of those teams on the cusp as well. I think they're 10th, and they'll need a big game, some 20-something points. So Red Reserve have the same plan as Null.
I think it's 25.
I mean, it doesn't matter. You just need kills. It doesn't matter who it's against. If you don't get kills in this match, if you are below, what was it, 7th place in this lobby, you are not going to be advancing, and Sendy is going to open it up from prison onto Rage.
Yeah, Rage. And Prism now trying to work their way on up. Oh, Maniac! And Maniac goes down too, so this is not the start here for Red Reserve. Starluck still alive, but oh boy, 2 members down for Red Reserve, and I think with that, they made their gamble. Now it's up to Ralphino and Starluck. We've seen them make a lot of plays, but they've got a whole lobby to go through, and for them to try and get all the kills and a chicken dinner seems like a tall task.
Interesting. Okay, this is going to be huge here, because damage has now been done. So if Null can take advantage of the chaos happening now between Prism and Red Reserve, if they can capitalize on that, if they make the gutsy play to push when they hear things at their most critical, they could potentially pick themselves up here 4-5 kills, which can be a big deal for them starting things off in this game, especially because up until right now, they weren't even really paying attention to Null, and now they're going to feel it.
Going up. Good initial spray onto Scuba. Couldn't get a knock. He's trying again against Galaxy. But still, it's Null, I think, are being a little too passive here. They have yet to actually cross the water yet.
Yeah. And there it is. Galaxy is able to get the knock, or get knocked from distance by Ralphino. So these points will not go the way of Null. They'll go the way of Red Reserve, and Red Reserve with only 2 members up. Yeah, it's helpful for them, but that's nowhere near helpful for Null. So they, as you said, I think they want to be careful. They don't want to lose a member. However, they need to start picking up these points before they start losing them to somebody else.
Alfino trying to finish off that kill.
Ooh, it's getting close. A lot of action. The contrast between Sandhawk and Miramar is actually pretty staggering. As we can see the shots over onto JCR. JCR cannot lose anybody. Jag with the crisp headshot at range. Not going to be able to finish things up, but JCR, they need to play this smart, but accelerate.
This is crazy.
Yeah.
There's 3 fights going on right now. There's the bridge by Boot Camp connecting Ruins. There's Pinon, and there's also Quarry. So 3 different triple team fights going on. Null does look like they will pull out of Pinon. And I think you called it, Cameron. They just played too passive there in an opportunity where they could have scored a lot of points against quote-unquote weaker teams. They will rotate on over towards Quarry and try to capitalize onto JCR and accelerate. PK, they have a difficult path ahead of them with both Hype and Venerated, two of the teams that have been consistently good. But PK, capable of doing this with Jagger, J7, G3, and Raven, all still left up, all alive, as Venerated already has lost one team member.
Yeah. This is looking a lot better. A lot better start here for PK. Already been able to pick up this first kill without suffering any casualties, which I feel like is sort of their thing. And this is sort of like the switch that flips with Pittsburgh. Oh, this is what. Okay, hang on. Things are getting interesting here. Venerated pushing up this hill. They either tend to go off, they start things off strong, they do fantastic, or they lose one, and it seems whole mentality in that game shifts. So them able to pick up a first kill here could be a good sign for them. But again, they've got a mountain to climb, and I'm not talking about the one that Hype's on right now.
Mm-hmm. They'll probably have to climb that too at some point. But again, it's such slow play from them. Yeah, Grant, cool. You guys got your first kill. Do they know how far behind they are? Do these teams know what the leaderboard from Group 1 look like?
Yes, I know for a fact that the top teams, the PNPL teams, they take the break to watch the post-game analysis after scrims. I know they do that. So PK should know, hey, we need to have an absolutely pop-off game. I don't know if they keep track of, like, exactly the position placement they had compared to the other teams, but I know they know how many points they need compared to Group 1. So they know, hey, look, we need 20. They have 40 points, so they need 26 points. They need a chicken dinner plus 6 kills. That is what they need.
But here's the thing too, is that's only tying. And then if a lot of teams are aiming for that 66 mark, you maybe want to try and get 67 just just to play it safe, because we do have tiebreaker rules. We do have things in place. If for some reason we have like 4 teams that finish with 66 points, which I think mathematically is possible here.
Fair.
So we'll see. Ooh, Jay.
Oh, Jay trying to land these shots onto Black. Black trying to get the jump, and Rebellion's member falls early. Jinx getting shot from a different angle, and the marksman are encompassing Rebellion. I don't know how much longer they're going to be able to stay up. Toshua, snake in the grass. He's been spotted. Jay sees him out, and Tasha won't be long for this world. However, with Taco trying to buy a little bit more time. He's the last one left up, but they know where he's at. Kilo going for the flank. With Taco gets taken down, and yet again, Rebellion, our first team out. Thank you for participating in the ESL Mobile Open Season 5 signups. Well, Marksman helped you, moved you towards the signups there for Season 6.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. 3 games, 3 14th place finishes. And I feel like if I'm one of these teams, oh no, this is too toxic to say. But I was going to say, I feel like try and aim to fight them early, because they take those fights. And you know that you've been able to pick them up every single round. So that's just 4 points going in their hands there. That's a sort of, if there's a team that's kind of struggling in some of these games, there's definitely teams target that. That is a real thing that teams do, and I feel like we've seen that a bit here. I don't think it's a coincidence that they've gone out first every single time.
Yeah, I don't think that's. I think that's an accurate statement.
It's definitely a decision to make. There's I kind of wish there was more of this involved, but there's almost a sort of political side to battle royales. Like, I don't like this team, I do like this team. And especially when you come to a qualification process like we're sitting at right now, if a team has a choice between 1 or 2 teams that they can push, one of them is ahead of them in points, one of them is behind and no chance of overtaking them, you're going to push the one that's ahead and let the team that is no threat to you carry on. It is ultimately such like a smaller part of the game, because it's very difficult to intentionally put yourself in a position where a decision like that is being made.
Right.
But it's something there. It's like tertiary on the list of decisions that teams are made.
It definitely creeps in. I don't think it's an intentional decision, but it definitely creeps in the thought process every now and then.
Yeah. Venerated, they haven't moved, actually.
Yeah, they were like, We
on
lost
Rocket.
Jakob. We know PK's near us. Hype is near us. We're just gonna chill.
Keeping it simple. I don't hate it. But also, Hype's got themselves such a great position right now. I mean, Leon jumping off buildings notwithstanding. Yeah, there's no reason to give this up. There's been that initial flurry of action. Kills have gone back and forth, but now the teams that have stabilized are going to continue to stabilize, and there's no real incentive for them to shift at this point. This was a very forgiving first circle as well. Not really forcing anybody to move too much. So we are just going to see a slow crawl inexorably forward as the teams are like, okay, where do we have to go next?
Everyone's inside.
There we go. So I do like how PK has worked their way out of ruins up towards boot camp, and now we'll be able to see what's left over. There's no way that Hype was able to get everything from boot camp, so PK can check that out. They do a full rotation, but again, I don't know how this happens every time. If PK continues their rotation past boot camp and then south, the closest team to him is Cloud9. Oh my god.
Ain't that always the way? Ain't that always the way? No, I feel like, you know, as much as I have thoughts and feelings about the latest Star Wars movie, there's the idea of, you know, that force dyad, the two things being pulled together across space and time, and I feel like Pittsburgh Knights and Cloud9 are kind of living to that right now. Just not necessarily ideal if you're a Pittsburgh Knights fan.
No, but Cloud9, they're actually pushing forward. Gonna be coming across here. Fearless. Oh, and Parzival knows this. He sees them. Easy shots. Immediate trade.
Yeah, Bayo on the Uzi. Deadly. Perk now stepping up. Catches Elite. Reloads after 2 bullets. Just a quick check there. Making sure the gun's working. Los, it's his time to show up. Oh, and he had free shots. Wasn't quite able to land it. Perk does get taken down. Now Cloud9 kind of scattered. This is a 2v2 situation. Bayo able to pick up Elite, so only one left alive. No one fully finished off yet by Cloud9, and Los gets finished before he can get any points. Cloud9 pick up 2 big kills here, and they will be able to revive all their members.
Playing the buddy system to perfection, they used those rocks, creating constant lines of fire. That was so impressive because, like, the second one of them peaked, you pop into shoulder peak, your teammates there with you, and especially leveraging TPP, they were always able to make sure they were trying to take those fights down to one-on-ones, and even if their teammates got knocks, they were constantly trading positive. That was just beautiful. The communication there. But here's the thing. I don't even know necessarily how much communication was needed. That's just them having played together for a decent amount of time at this point. That's just the comfort level playing as a team, and it really showed.
Yeah, this Cloud9 roster is so impressive. And, you know, I think for Fearless, they had their opportunity. You know, they at least they won't be like, man, I wish I had the chance. It's like, dang, these guys are really good.
The thing is, Parzival had a great opportunity to open it up, and even though he was immediately traded by C9, who did their due diligence and protected their teammates, where was the rest of Fearless? They were still having to push up, so either they pushed way late, or the information came super late from Parzival for the team to rotate to actually be able to stop this C9 push.
Well, that Cloud9 continue dominating the northern part of the circle. It doesn't look like anyone will be taking those chances. The marksmen, they had action early. 5 kills for them. And they know that's Cloud9 in that direction using TPP. They don't need to go up that hill.
The thing is that is actually awful for both Noel and who else was it? JCR?
Yeah.
The ones on the ridge who were disappointingly not doing nearly as much as they should be in the early game here. And then marksmen are coming out and also continuing to rack up more points of their own. I don't see anyone at this point, unless something major comes out from both of those two squads, Noel or JCR, that it's got the leaderboard isn't going to shift to the top 7. Who's going to qualify or not from this group?
Right. It's less about who's shifting from the top 7 and if they could possibly bump off one of those other teams from group 1, which would be scary for Tempo Storm fans and
Maybe.
Cool 2 BGBG fans, right? Because it is only 13 points here for Null. They could do that off of position placement if again, right? If they stay up a
how
little
many
bit.
kills do Null have at this point? That's what we need to know. JCR and Null, they're both in central position, so they could make this work.
Oh, no.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, but in the kill feed, JCR showing up on the wrong end, and it's Cloud9 raining down the bullets. So JCR in a little bit of trouble. It does look like Beowulf. He's the furthest up, usually leading the way. You could see him right there. Dean, he has a good sight on him and doesn't want to take the shots because he doesn't know where everyone else is.
Oh my goodness. The hopes and dreams of JCR making it to the finals may be determined by this next fight right here, right now, and they're facing up against Cloud9. Not the ideal situation, to say the least. We'll pretend we didn't see that, Perkins. Don't worry, you were fine.
They're fine.
They're fine. But it's also
You're fine.
no.
Throw some dirt
Also
on
no. Yeah. You're good. I mean, they're gonna get the res onto Magic here, so this is they're actually looking okay right now. They can back up and reset in this compound, which is a decision I don't dislike, especially given the positioning that C9 have up on that ridge. But part of the problem is where do you go from here? What is your next step if you're JCR?
Next step is hopefully getting kills on the Cloud9, but Marksman, they also have that goal. They've been chasing Cloud9 down into Quarry. So Beowulf is going super aggressive, but then he runs into a third team. Accelerator here as well. It's Sanok. It's not that big of a map.
Yeah, and this is what I was saying. This is what's been happening in the pro scrims for Cloud9. Bayo just kind of shifting away, trying to gather information, thinking that, hey, he's safe. But they've actually got 3 full teams here. So you have 12 people that possibly could spot you out. And this time, Bayo gets punished. So maybe a bit of a reprieve here for JCR, as now Cloud9 down to 3 members. Also, reprieve for PK, because eventually, obviously, PK was going to run into Cloud9.
That's not going to happen. Uneven. He took those a couple attacks from Snipe, and he doesn't want to allow Snipe to get away with it. Definitely wants to keep putting the pressure. There ain't even losing Beowulf. They're not cowards. They're not just gonna play hide and seek with any of their opponents around them.
Yeah, I will say that I love the fact that the marksmen waited. They've been waiting. They knew Cloud9 was there. They waited. They had their opportunity to push up the hill on them while they were distracted. Nah, we'll wait. We'll decide to play around this team and then attack them when they're wounded. Maybe not the noblest play, but still I think a smart play to do against a team that you know can just frag with the best of them.
Now we're jumping back on board with Pittsburgh Knights, who have had the best game they've had so far. They've got a kill. They haven't lost somebody early. I think this is the first game of the playoffs they didn't lose someone early.
What sort of bar is that? That to have the best game of the day, you don't lose a player and you get 1 kill within the first 20 minutes.
Yeah. I know we're lowering this bar for BK. BK is getting like the what are those things, the bumpers for the gutters and bowling.
I was thinking of Limbo, but sure. In either case, yeah, they have I think this team, just needs to look at what they're doing in these games. Maybe their aggressive style would be more conducive for a more aggressive lobby. They can take these fights on their own terms, not get caught constantly in rotations, but be able to take more fights head on, which they seem to do a lot better at. Maybe it's literally just the symptom of this more passive lobby that is really, really hurting them right now. But again, they now can't do it at this point. They need an incredible amount of kills. They need an incredible amount of points, and they are not going to get it done this time around. But JCR is still in contention. They still have some possibilities to get this done, as does Null. I want to make sure we are prioritizing Null and JCR, the 2 teams we really have pegged as being possible to make it to our finals here. These are the 2 teams we really need to be watching, because Null and Pittsburgh Knights potentially might be fighting here in just a little bit. If you look towards the mini-map, they are running into Prism, into VR. Like, they're running into a lot of teams here potentially as well.
Yeah, this is going to be telling. It's a telling time for these two squads. It's put up or shut up time because one of these teams is going to be out. Remember, Pittsburgh Knights, you see this fight kind of setting up right now. Prism below them. Pittsburgh Knights has the high ground. As Cloud9 in a little bit of trouble. Pyra getting caught. All he needed to do is land one shot. I think it was one HP, or was he 1 HP? He was 1 HP. But now there's only one member left alive, and it's our friend Thibault. Thibault, the last one left alive right now. And Cloud9 might be going out early. And this is a huge, huge boost here for JCR.
Yeah, this is absolutely massive. This is the exact thing they needed to do, but no, is now the receiving end of Pittsburgh Knights. Darnus trying to land the shots as best he can. He's been dodging between the trees, but J7, okay. All right.
Yeah, 2 members of PK down. Noel already lost 1. 2 members down. Donut's the last one alive. Jagger, this is his chance. They could do this and have 4 members still up. Raven from up top. And Pittsburgh Knights knock out Noel all the way so early. This is terrible for Noel. They go out as your 10th team.
And that's it. That is it. Their finals hopes dashed in that instance. Pittsburgh Knights, the one to take them down, saying this is our kingdom. And that is going to be null and void here in our final game of the playoffs.
What are JCR doing? They're staying in the blue. They want this last kill against Cloud9, but Uneven is not giving it to them. And so they're just wasting meds, wasting health damage to not get that point. They only have 2 right now. And so they might have committed to that kill just a little bit too long.
And the team waiting for him is Pittsburgh Knights. The Knights might actually pick up all these points. No, it does look like they're starting to rotate a little bit closer towards best kept secret. But this is the shot. Thank you, camera people. Thank you, observers. This is exactly what I wanted to show. JCR is going to run right into PK, and PK might have themselves 8 points out of nowhere.
Look behind you.
If they know, Degon.
No, they don't know.
They don't know.
Oh, Pittsburgh Knights, not like this. Oh, yeah, there's no way.
Post your not like this is in the chat.
Oh, I'm literally doing that with my hair right now. You can't see me. Oh, JCR does get shot by Jagger. Oh, they all get wasted. PK pick up the kills. That is insane. And now Red Reserve trying to make their claim to glory as Prism working their way on in, but they're a little low. Nice shots by Scuba. As Scuba forcing Ralphino and Starluck. Remember, we fought along with them earlier. They've been 2 for a very long time. They're still 2. And now crossing over the bridge here, but being gate kept by Prism. Nice shots by Ralphino. Keep it alive a little bit longer. PK steals a point away as Scuba was down. And now Red Reserve forced to back on off. Best kept secret holding off the marksman. So you got PK, Red Reserve, best kept secret, the marksman, and Execute. Fate still alive, just kind of healing inside the zone. And Thibault still alive for Cloud9, gonna try to run his way on in.
16 kills, chicken dinner. That's the order of business for Pittsburgh Knights if they want to try and make it to our finals. We'll see. I'm not ruling it out yet. And they've finally stepped up in this. It's so unfortunate that we're seeing it now. I wanted, even at the start of today, could have made it work. Oh man, it's jumping on board with the marksman once again, trying to take over this compound. Oh boy, that's the door down. And that's running for dear life. Not a great time. Oh boy.
Yeah. Oh, well, that is Fate. Fate is trying to do some fancy stuff, but Snipe catches that one out. And nice little play by Fate to survive as long as he did. Eventually falls. And, good play to kick things off here for the marksman.
Snipe and crew. Snipe. I don't think we've said his name all day, but he was a player who really impressed me the last time we saw them play zone denial. Multiple members of Red Reserve there, I think, on the edge. As we're looking to it now, only 3 teams left. Where did they all go? Degon, Cameron. This is a surprising amount of room left for so few teams still in this.
It was hard rotation for a lot of these squads, having to go up and down hills and play along the riverside. Knights actually might go
They have 10 kills.
10 kills. Line of sight onto the marksman. 1 already down. That's an 11.
I was just laughing just because Right when you said that, that's exactly when I noticed. Holy cow, they have 10 kills. Holy cow.
They have to get every kill in the lobby. They have to get every kill in the lobby right now. Okay, never mind. No, I think that might be it. Oh, no.
Yeah, it's going to be just short, I believe, here. As best kept secret still up. And a heck of performance here. But BKS, they're trying to see if they can catch anything here. Raven spots him out. Oh, nice trade. BKS. Oh, I thought he finished off Raven first. Wasn't quite able to. Zol now going to make him burn. J7 trying to get the revive on up. Zeus is fighting his own fight on the opposite side of the map with G3. And so Pittsburgh Knights, they realize they got to get all these points. So they are splitting up and taking them both at the same time.
Goes down.
Zeus outside the blue, behind the boulder. And I think G3 is just going to continue to try and thirst this one out. He knows someone's there. There goes Zeus. G3 doesn't leave the shots, and Zeus still alive for a little bit longer. And now Pittsburgh Knights on the back foot. Zeus left with just the slightest bit of HP and only bandages. Jagger is there on G3, so PK will be able to pick up their teammates. So it is just 2 solo members left alive with 1 injured member still up here for a little bit longer. PK, there it is. J7 picking that one up. So now it's just the solo members. Zol and Zeus, the Z's trying to take out PK. PK needs these kills plus the chicken dinner to get themselves in. This is a crazy finish.
Oh my goodness. Zol, the last man standing. Zeus was picked up behind the rock. And they're going to play this slow and steady. Pittsburgh Knights making sure all 4 members are alive. They're going to try and isolate him in the corner. They know roughly where he's going to be, but they're going to push as a whole squad. This final angle. Oh my goodness. Here we go. The final shot's coming through, and that is going to be it. GG Pittsburgh Knights with 8, 12, 15 kills.
15.
15. Oh.
I don't know if it's enough.
I think we did the math. I think PK.
I think I did the math. I just don't want to. I was like, guys, they need a 16 kill chicken dinner, and they could tie. They could get in there. And Dugon's like, okay, Paul. And I was like, I don't know, guys. Never rule it out.
Do they surpass anyone else in their lobby? No, they don't, right?
They might. They might.
They might.
No, they might.
No. That's 30. That's 35 points there. I'm pretty sure they surpass Noel and JCR. The question is it enough to surpass 9th place of Group 2? That's the big one.
Yeah, I don't know, man. That was this is why we put the bar so low there for PK, because they're capable of doing this type of a thing, right? We've talked about J7 and Jagger for so long. Jagger, the original member of this Pittsburgh Knights roster when they decided to get into PUBG Mobile. And it is disappointing for them to take this long, but they have the capability of popping off here for 30-some points.
They do. Let's take a look back at that final match, our Xperia highlights. Game number 8 for group number 2, game number 6 on the day. Cameron, this was a lot of fun. This was Sandhawk.
It was. Yeah, and just this Cloud9 push onto Fearless was really great. I know it happened, it went over in like half a minute. But it just shows the strength of Cloud9's just fighting prowess. Yeah, sure, they got taken out by marksman later, but it's Sandhawk. That's kind of just what can happen, and there's a reason why they're a favorite coming into this group, why they're at the top of the leaderboard right now.
Yeah. No feels bad here in terms of going down early. And I love the way the marksmen have played. They definitely have my respect, and they have shown the right level of passive decision making and aggressive decision making. But in the end, this story is about PK, and where's this PK been? Where have they been?
Yeah,
they haven't been here.